Hello, hello. Do you like turtles? I sure do. That's why I made some turtle tarts. Here I had 100 grams of room temp butter, to which I added 50 grams of icing sugar and a pinch of salt. Once the sugar and butter were well combined, I added 20 grams of egg. Lastly, I sifted 110 grams of flour and 25 grams of cocoa powder and mixed everything together but not overmix. Then I wrapped the dough with saran wrap and let it chill in the fridge for about 30 minutes till it's more workable. I didn't want to use a scale, so I just eyeballed it and cut the dough into 6 pieces and roll them out. Then I put the dough over one of these tart rings and shaped it into a tart shell. I love this process. Dunk the dough because I don't have one of those perforated baking mats. Then the shells went back to the fridge and chill for half an hour or so. When the oven's preheating, I took out the sablee shells and cut off the excess and pop them in a 350 Fahrenheit or 175 Celsius oven for 60 minutes or so, rotated halfway. I also toasted about 100 grams of pecans. And of course, I used excess dough to make some cookies. Now this is the caramel part. I used the dry caramel method, so once the pot was hot-ish, I turned the heat down to medium and sprinkled in some sugar. I waited until it dissolved and added some more and repeated until all of my 160 grams of sugar was in. And when the caramel turned this amber color and smoked a little bit, I added 130 grams of slightly warm cream and a pinch of salt. A little bit at a time because it bubbles up a lot, and we all know it's dangerous because hot caramel burns really bad if it lands on your skin. I accidentally turned off the camera when I added the cream, but this is shortly after the cream was added and you can still see the raging bubbles. So anywho, I kept cooking the caramel and made sure all the sugar crystals I unintentionally created were all dissolved. And I kept cooking and cooking until my caramel was around 115 to 118 Celsius. Then I poured it into a bowl and moved on to the chocolate ganache. Now it's 100 grams of dark chocolate in a bowl. Then I poured in 120 grams of boiling hot 35% cream. After letting it sit for about 2 minutes, I emulsified the 2 ingredients by whisking it from the center out. It's assembly time, and I regretted trying to cool down my caramel fast, because now it started to harden on me. So this is me trying to use an offset spatula to even out the caramel. After a layer of caramel, next is a lot of pecans. Then I spooned in the chocolate ganache. Now a blooper. So I had to put the tart shells in a low heat oven to soften the caramel, without the chocolate ganache one, of course. So lessons learned. Don't unnecessarily help your caramel cool down. When the ganache sort of but not completely set, it's a good time to put on some pecans for garnish, so they'll stick to the tart and not fall off. What should you do with the leftover pecans? You snack on them. I'm really happy with the result. It's packed with flavors and deliciousness. A not too sweet sablee shell with the gooey, chewy caramel, great crunch from the pecans, and a soft, rich dark chocolate ganache. It's so good. Alright, that's about it for this video. I hope you give this a try. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.